Hello YouTubers, gamers, and random surfers of the interwebs. It is me, Kyle, your game tech guy, and I am back with JJ and Mike here. PAX Prime is officially over, unfortunately. But we have our recap. We'll talk about some things we saw on day 3 and some of the things we really loved about the convention overall. Yesterday, one thing that was really exciting for me is the lines were a lot shorter, which was pretty cool. We got to jump in and play Killzone Shadowfall. We got to see Infamous Second Son actually running on PS4 hardware. Got to see a video of that, which was really neat. And we also got to see Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So those are some pretty exciting things. Killzone was pretty good. Unfortunately to me, like, details in it were really cool, graphics were really nice. But overall it was Killzone. I know on day 1 I played Blacklight, and honestly I preferred that over. I think graphically it was a little bit more impressive, maybe due to the level. A lot of really cool lighting effects in that, but I just preferred the gameplay overall. But yeah, really fun game, really cool to get our hands on things. We have JJ, who got to actually jump into Elder Scrolls Online yesterday. So tell us what you thought of that.
Well, the lines weren't that bad. It was just about a 2-hour wait to get in there.
Cool.
As far as the game goes, it was what you would expect from Elder Scrolls game, you know. I didn't put a whole lot of time into the character creation simply because I wanted to get right into the gameplay, and if I'd done it like I usually did, I'd have taken forever. But as far as that goes, it looked like there were still tons of options as far as classes, how you want your character to look. As soon as you got into the action, it immediately started out with an interesting quest, so you really felt like you had something to do, you had some definite goal, so it wasn't hard, immediately feeling pretty immersed in the game. Like I said, it's anything like an Elder Scrolls game. So with that said, I didn't get the opportunity to experience the MMO feeling of it. There were other characters who were in my group who were running around there, but there's no chance in the 25-minute time frame that we were given to actually work with each other. So the demo didn't really deliver as far as getting to experience that aspect of it.
So you never really got to like experiment with the whole party system.
Right. But I mean, in concept, I understand how that's going to work, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be certain quests you're going to need help with, and that's going to be awesome, and it isn't difficult to imagine how that's going to work. So
Cool.
Just seeing the graphics and getting back into the Elder Scrolls action was really cool, and it has me stoked on the game actually coming out.
Awesome. Really
Maybe
excited.
not the $15 monthly price fee, but you know, for someone like me, I'm gonna pay it regardless, at least for a little while to play it.
Yeah, at least to see how it is. So cool. Mike got to jump into Battlefield 4 first thing yesterday. So what is your impressions on that?
Well, I got into the line pretty early in the morning, so it was only like a 20-minute wait for me. The game itself looked beautiful, ran nice. The only issue I had with it was they didn't give us the option to tweak the control settings. I like to have my sensitivity on low, so I did absolutely terrible. I don't think I got a kill in the game. A couple assists, but that's about it. That's because I was spraying and praying. But yeah, the levels are destructible. Wherever you shoot, you can blow a hole in the wall if you have a rocket launcher. Overall, pretty good game. Probably not my game of the show, but you know, decent. I'll definitely be picking it up when it comes out.
Cool. Alright, so that being said, PAX is over. JJ, game of the show / favorite thing you also saw there that wasn't playable.
Well, I know that you guys are probably gonna say Titanfall, so I'm gonna go ahead and say Elder Scrolls. You know, like I said, it wasn't the experience that I thought it was as far as experiencing what the game is really going to be. But for someone like me who just loves the Elder Scrolls series, that's my pick.
That was it.
Yeah, and I didn't get to play Assassin's Creed, and I kept hearing that was amazing, so I kind of regret that. But
yeah, any videos or panels you saw that was like your favorite thing you saw there?
The Last of Us panel was awesome. It's always cool to see what makes these designers tick, and you know, really see the behind-the-scenes action.
Yeah,
I love that stuff.
Mike, what about you?
Of course, everyone's talking about Titanfall, but
Yes.
I'm gonna say something else. Probably the game that I'm probably gonna play the most when it comes out. Probably be that Adventure Time game. I think we had a blast with that.
Yeah.
I like retro stuff, so retro over-the-top view dungeon crawler. You have 4 friends. You play together. You get to pick your character.
Almost looks and feels like the old Gauntlet game.
Yeah, exactly, like an old Gauntlet game. You know, I just enjoyed it. I see a group of friends getting together and having a fun time. Titanfall, of course, is a wonderful game. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't wait for that to come out. I'll definitely be wasting hundreds of hours on that. Yeah, and then with JJ on the panel, the Last of Us panel was awesome. Getting to see the creators of the game, the directors, and them discuss how they made the game, and then the kind of relationship they have together, and the humor that they have together making a game like that, even though that was like a really serious game.
Very interesting take on everything.
Greg Miller at Rock Bottom was a pretty good time too.
Yeah, that was fun. Getting to hang out with the IGN guys. So my favorite game overall, definitely, as I've talked about almost every day, is Titanfall. Gameplay-wise, that was just amazing. As Mike's mentioned before, unfortunately, it was running on PC. I was really hoping to get my hands on the Xbox One version just to see gameplay-wise how that was gonna play and stuff. As far as favorite moments, I actually got to enjoy a lot of interesting things. I got to interview Greg Miller from IGN about Elder Scrolls Online. So I could put the link in the description there. So that's up on IGN, which is really cool. Other thing I got to do was jump straight into the line to play Forza Motorsport 5, which was actually running on the Xbox One. You could ask these guys, I'm not a racing game fan at all. Like, I hate them, but that almost just sold me on the Xbox One as far as console wars go. Just sitting there kind of waiting for it to start up, like, yeah, whatever, this will be a racing game, blah, blah, blah. What was really interesting is, like, it starts off, the controller rumbles when you rev your gas, like normal. The second I hit the dirt, the force feedback kicks in, and it's really cool because you actually feel where on your vehicle you're actually getting into the dirt or where a car is bumping you, depending on where the controller vibrates. Extremely cool feeling, and just kind of like immerses you a little bit more in that gameplay. So that was extremely neat to feel. I do have some video up as that as well, which I could put in the description below. So really excited to see how that force feedback is going to work on games like Titanfall. I think that's going to be extremely amazing. But that's about all the stuff we saw. View our other recaps on our YouTube channel. We did a recap for every day of the things we saw. And you guys have a great time. We'll see you soon. Game on.